on Twitch. Thank God I get to do this part 2 review of Night of Champions, which was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And we left off on the last part with Seth Rollins burning the house down with Braun Breaker. He got the big dub on him in that 5-star steel cage match. We're moving on to the next match of the night. We get it for the U.S. title. We have the champ, Mr. Whoop Dat Trick Williams versus the challenger, Ricky Saints, he beat Carmelo Hayes on the last show on SmackDown to be in this match. And we get to the middle of the ring. Trick still got his fur coat on, and he's still chilling with Lil Yachty, but Ricky Saints attacks him before the bell rings. He's punching him back and forth. He does to an Irish whip, and that leads to Trick doing a big clothesline with his fur coat still on. I was like, that's a hilarious thing just to see. Then Trick picks him up, hit him with big chops back and forth in the corner. He tried to do a big dive on him, but he ends up, Ricky Saints is the reversing out of the way. Now he tries to take advantage, trying to take multiple punches back and forth on Trick Williams in the corner, but he does the iconic Muhammad Ali weaves that he does in the corner, then the big hip shake, hilarious callback. That leads to then Trick hitting the big uppercut and then hitting the trick stumps onto Ricky in the corner. He goes by the tune of whoop that Trick, but he does with the boot stumps. Entertaining. At least Trick then hitting the sloppy spinning kick onto him, and he tries to get the match over with by hitting the Trick shot, which is a running knee, but that gets dodged by Ricky Saints, and he ends up running outside the ring trying to get a little breather. And that leads Ricky to go over to Little Yachty on the outside, and he takes his kendo stick. And he pulls one of the best Eddie Guerrero moves of slamming a weapon down on something, big loud thud, and then throwing it back to somebody and dropping right back down like he got hit. He was like, I got hit. And the ref was like, what did you do? Like, I didn't do that. He said, you know what? You gotta go. So Little Yachty gets ejected out the match. Perfect distraction. Trick is arguing with the ref, and at the outside, at least Ricky to jump off the stairs with a big elbow on the Trick. He ends up grabbing him, spearing him into the barricade, and then grabbing him and throwing him into the steel steps. He gets him back into the ring, and now he's dominating Trick Williams with multiple strikes back and forth, messing up the small of his back and forth. But Trick gets back up, hits him with some chops, but Ricky stops to come back with a big clothesline, goes for the pin. 1, 2, but Trick really want to kick out. At least the Ricky then Irish whipping Trick to the corner, hitting him with a big corner uppercut, and then he grabs his arm and does a little bit of old school like Undertaker used to do, but he adds a little vibe to it. But he get freaky with it when he do it. Big chop right down with his hand, picks him for a big back suplex, and then he hits the aura form on him. He lays a little logo on him. That leads him to ends up Irish whipping him and tries to go for a back body drop on Ricky Saints, but Ricky Saints reverses that into a sunset flip pin. He kicks out of the pin and then hits him with a big elbow while they're getting up from the ground. And then he picks him up and hits him with a big snap suplex. At least I'm trying to land another snap suplex again, but Trick Williams reverses out of that into a suplex of his own, leads to a double down. They both get back up, and then Trick's in with multiple strikes back and forth, and then hits him up with 2 side kicks like Booker T himself, and he hits him with a big slam right into a kip up. Trick is geeked up. He gets up, big Trick slap, big pimp slap on that man, and he does the big pull up, book in, shout out Booker T, goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Ricky though. That leads to Trick trying to land a big pump kick on the Ricky near the rope, but Ricky gets out the way. Now his leg is stuck on the rope now. That leads Ricky to get on the middle rope, and then with a big clothesline on the Trick while he's stuck. Then he picks him up, flips him over for a big neck breaker. 1, 2, kick out from Trick Willie though. That leads to a running of back and forth, and then Trick ends up in a big back body drop on him. Ricky hits the ground. They get back up. They go for boo, yeah, boo. Yeah, boo, yeah, but Trick Williams gets to the finish by flipping over, getting his own neck breaker in. 1, 2, kick out from Ricky though. That leaves Trick trying to get the match over. He tried to go for the Trick shot again, but that gets missed, and that leads up to Ricky trapping him and hitting him with the Revolution DDT, which is jump off the rope DDT. Goes to the top rope for a big elbow drop. That gotta be it, right? 1, 2, kick out from Trick. He want to keep his belt. Makes Ricky go insane. He tries to take advantage of it, but he gets reversed by Trick Williams. He tried to go for the bookend, but that gets reversed into a big knee by Ricky, and he tried to go for the DDT Revolution DDT again, but that gets reversed into a big running and back and forth. Big trick shot by Trick Williams. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Whoop. That retains the championship. Uh, Great match. Ricky Saints looks very strong in this match, but Trick Williams, he comes back, gets the job done. I give the match a 4.25 stars. You know what I'm saying? It was a good, entertaining match. It's, I usually like a big, even, equal back and forth, But Ricky did take advantage with the big distraction. That's why he had most of the heat going on to him. And then after the match, Trick Williams is celebrating on the corner, and Ricky, upset, tries to go into the ring, but I hate to get him, but little Yachty runs back into the ring. As Trick Williams gets to the jumping down, big trick slap to him, and then little Yachty gets the kendo stick, whopping that man back and forth with the kendo stick, and Trick Williams says, "Hey, get that man!" And Lil Yachty does the people's elbow bow. But you can call it the yacht drop. That's what Michael Cole called it, or you could call it the people's elbow. That's what Corey Graves called it. So, gotta love Lil Yachty. Then we get to our second to last match of the night, and it is also for the U.S. title, but it's for the women's. We have the champion Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. The match starts off with Tiffany not afraid of Jade Cargill, trying to get multiple strikes back and forth, and then she ends to find a way to drop her down into a knee, into a big basement dropkick by her. And then she tries to, that leads to her then being near the corner. Jay's running over to her. She jumps over her into a big sunset pin, but Jay kicks out of the pin though, and then Tiffy is running towards her, and then she hits her with a big punch right there. That lets her get the advantage now. She tries to go for the Eye of the Storm, but reversed by Tiffany by throwing her into the rope, and then hitting her big knee on the rope. That leads her going outside the ring. Tiffany inside the ring runs up to the outside with a big suicide dive, but that gets caught by Jay, and she grabs her, throws her into the rope for the rebound big knee. And I'm not gonna lie, that sound of that knee sounded like she broke everything in her face. She instantly grabbed her. I was like, damn, she cooked her. But she gets it back into the ring, and then Tiffany tries to get the finish, tries to go for the Hurricanrana to her, but that gets caught, and then she gets hit with a big power bomb on her. Jay picks her up, hits her with a big, strong Irish whip into the corner. And as she slams down, she ends up doing a couple push-ups or farming on the crowd. And at least the crowd start booing on that. But Tiffy keeps fighting back. She keeps trying to get big strikes and hits the rope. And she gets reversed by Jade into a big spinning side slam. Also, the black hole slam goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Tiffy, though. Again, Tiffy tries to run towards Jade, but Jade lifts her up. But Tiffany turns that into a big drop kick, fire reversal. And that leads to then Tiffany hitting the big cartwheel backflip, back elbow onto Jade in the corner, and she tries to do a flip off the rope into a back elbow onto Jade, but Jade catches her this time and then turns that into Jaded, but she rolls out of it and then hits her with a big drop kick again. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, but kick out from Jade this time. Tiffany then tries to do her cartwheel into an Alabama slam, but that gets caught by Jade into a powerbomb position, but she then Hurricanranas Jade into the corner. That leads to her then picking her up and then flipping her over for the rolling senton. Goes to the top rope to do the prettiest moonsault ever. she does for the moonsault, but get big knees from Jade Cargill. She picks her up and then hits her with the sandstorm, which is basically a spinning power bomb. 1, 2, kick out from Tiffany though. Tiffany really want that belt, man. That leaves Jade trying to get the match over with, tries to go for Jaded again, but that gets reversed by Tiffany into a big stunner. And then Tiffany tries to jump at her again, but she gets caught this time into tries to go for a fall away suplex, but that gets reversed by Tiffany into a big crucifix pin, but a kick out from Jade Cargill. At least Tiffany going to the top rope, trying to hit a swanton bomb, but here comes Jade Cargill's lackeys, B-Fab and Michin getting involved. Michin ends up pushing Tiffany Stratton off the top rope, leads to her getting a big choke slam by Jade Cargill. 1, 2, kick out from Tiffy, man. And on the outside, B-Fab and Michin are still trying to get involved, but Chelsea Green, one of the big standouts of SmackDown, pops out the ring, handles them, slams them into the stairs, knocking them down. And then it's up to her end up grabbing the belt because she used to be U.S. champion and she really wants the belt back. But Jay gets distracted by that. She walks over, tries to grab Chelsea Green, but at least Tiffany Stratton going for a roll-up pin. Kick out from Jade though. Jade ends up knocking down Tiffany and then grabbing Chelsea Green this time and throwing her into the ring. That leads to the ref getting involved, trying to not deal with that distraction. Jade now tries to go for the belt, which is inside the ring now. And Charlotte Flair out of nowhere, oh, hit Jade Cargill with it. Tiffany goes to the top rope with the prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3. It's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton gets the dub. Great match. I love how Tiffany was not scared of like the big imposing Jade Cargill ass. Like I love when people are like supposed to be unstoppable and people aren't scared of them. It was like with Jey Uso and Obafemi. Everyone knew Obafemi was better than him. Like he's more stronger than him. But Jey didn't. But Jey didn't care. He tried to attack him. It didn't work, But it's the fact that you're trying, and I love that Tiffany Stratton tried, and it actually worked for her in the end. I give that match a 4 stars. Great entertaining match, but it's not the main event because the main event is for the WWE Championship. We have the challengers, Sami Zayn, who kind of has a home court advantage, because he is a proud Muslim and he is in Saudi Arabia. Mecca is there. Mostly everybody in Saudi Arabia are Muslims, so everyone is cheering him. Everyone's geeked for him versus Gunther. He been dealing back and forth with the shenanigans of Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. I know I don't do reviews on SmackDown, but to give a quick run through, Gunther went on SmackDown to try to get the title off of Cody Rhodes, but he's been getting holed back and forth, with either a ref not seeing his leg on the rope or Sami Zayn being the special guest referee and attacking Gunther and then messing up the chances. That's how we're leaning onto this match now with the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes saying, you know what, give me both of them. I want to fight both of them. Give me Gunther and Sami. Let's get it over with. So the match starts. They're all circling around in the ring and they're getting geeked. The crowd is hyped. And Gunther instantly punches Sami Zayn outside the ring and then hits a big clothesline onto Cody Rhodes. That leads to Sami then trying to get back into the ring, trying to get involved. Gunther runs towards him and he pulls the rope on him, knocking that man outside the ring. That leads to Sami and Cody going, yeah, it's time. Let's get to it, man. They go for a tie-up. They go back and forth, but at least Cody Rhodes getting the advantage with a big shoulder tackle, and then he drops down for a big drop-down punch onto Sami Zayn. That takes him aback. They go, okay, we get into it, huh? Okay, another tie-up again, Irish whip. Sami hits the rope, but this time Gunther leg pulls him down and grabs him and throws him right into the steel steps. That leads to Gunther getting into the ring, now dealing with Cody Rhodes, hits him with big chops and strikes in the corner, punching him back and forth into the ring. But Sami then tries to run into the ring. He's a pest, man. He really wants that belt. And at least the Gunther tied him again with a big chop to the chest and then grabbing him and throwing him inside the ring. Cody says, my turn to get a chop in. Big chop on a Gunther and then hits him with a big, but Gunther takes the advantage by hitting a big strong Irish whip on the Cody onto the rope. That leads to Gunther then hitting back and forth Irish whips into the knees right near the end of the ring. And then hitting with a big chop to the chest. He goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Cody though. Then Sami tries to get into the ring, but Sami gets a big chop. It's a big chop, but Sami tries to take advantage though. He fights back, gets into the middle rope, tries to go for the axe handle, but again he gets caught by another big chop by Gunther. Gunther then picks him up and grabs for a big back suplex on the Sami. Then he picks up Cody Rhodes, tries to go for a back suplex on him, but Cody Rhodes reverses out of that into a big springboard Cody Cutter. Then getting multiple punches back and forth on the Gunther. Now he's near the corner this time. He jumps over Gunther into that signature Randy Orton power slam right then and there. And then Sami tries to get involved, and he grabs Sami, hits it with a big side effect. Shout out Matt Hardy. If you know, you know. And he goes for the pin on there. 1, 2, kick out from Sami. So after the kick out, they're both getting up. Sami and Gunther are now fighting back and forth. But then Gunther tries to hit a clothesline on Cody Rhodes. He reverses out of that and then jumps off into a big dual springboard Cody Cutter into both men, which leads to Sami going to the outside of the ring. He ends up he runs past Gunther and then hits a big suicide dive on the Sami Zayn, and then gets back on the ring, goes on the apron. Gunther tries to stop him, but he hits him with a big shoulder and it jumps over him and does to a sunset flip on him. 1, 2, but Gunther kicks out of it. At least Gunther then trying to take advantage by going for a big power bomb, but that gets reversed into a crossroads. But that crossroads gets reversed into a big power bomb by Gunther. 1, 2, Sami stops the pin. At least Gunther, pissed off, tries to grab Sami, tries to throw him outside the ring, but Sami reverses that and throws him outside into the ring. Then he down in the ring with Cody Rhodes. He tries to land that man with a big blue thunder bomb, but that gets reversed by Cody, and he starts hitting the little jab, jab, jab. Ooh, try to hit the bionic elbow, but that gets reversed into a big blue thunder bomb onto Cody by Sami Zayn. 1, 2, but kick out from Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. That leaves Sami getting geeked. Cody Rhodes is now in the corner. You know what that means? He's trying to go for the haluva kick, but he gets his legs pulled down by Gunther right into the corner turnbuckle, right into the dead in the balls. These Gunther getting to the ring, hitting a big running big chop on that man Cody Rhodes' chest. That thing was nasty. But Cody Rhodes fights off of Gunther. He gets to the top rope, tries to go for a big dive on him, but that gets caught. But Cody Rhodes finds a way to flip out of that, and then it turns into a big crossroads on a Gunther. 1, 2, but Sami stops the ref from getting that last pin. He pulls the legs out of that. That leads to them, Sami and Cody having a stare down. They get into the ring. And they having a big strike exchange back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And at least Cody trying to get the advantage by landing the disaster kick, which is a jump off the rope springboard, going for a big kick. But Sami gets out of the way and then grabs him and turns it into a brain buster! Middle of the ring. 1, 2, but Gunther on the top rope, big splash onto them. They stops the pin. Then he ends up picking up Sami, powerbomb. He pick up Cody. Powerbomb. Then he pick up Sami again, try to pick up Sami again, try to go for the powerbomb, but as he's going for the powerbomb, Sami in midair flips over into a big sunset flip powerbomb on a Gunther. 1, 2, kick out from Gunther. These boys were cooking. I ain't gonna lie. You have to see this match. This match is insane. At least Sami going to the top rope. He tries to go for a dive on a Gunther this time, though, but it gets missed. And then at least the Gunther trying to land that big boot onto him, but his leg is end up caught on the rope. You know what that means. Sami got free reign. Haluva kick on that man. 1, 2, but Cody this time pulls the ref legs out. And that leads him to having a big stare at that nigga. And he say, fight me. You know, Cody loved to little punch himself in the face. Fight me. Sami walk out there, but Cody take the advantage. You grab that man, slamming that man's head back and forth on the table. He start clearing things out. But this time, Sami say, let me get my get back. He grab that man, start slamming him back and forth to the table. Then he picks him up on the table, puts him on top of it. He tries to do a shout out to Kevin Owens, tries to go for the package pile driver, but Cody reverses out of that and then hits a big back body drop onto the other table next to him. That leads to Gunther getting involved. He grabbed that man Cody, powerbomb on the table, but it didn't break. He said, you know what? Let me do it again. Powerbomb through the table. Nasty. Then he grabbed that man, put him into the ring, and then instantly goes for the sleeper hold on him. And he's wrenching on it. But Cody, he has the fire. He gets up, picks him up for a back body drop, like some MMA. But as he thinks he's fine, but nope. Gunther gets back up like Undertaker, put him back into the sleeper hold, and he's losing conscious. And the ref grabs a hand to do the arm float. But Sami catches Cody's arm. He lifts it up. He doesn't let him get it. That leads to Gunther getting pissed off. He picks up Sami. Big crazy chops him on the corner. He is upset, chops back and forth, but Sami said, I ain't going. He slapped that man back, back again. Gunther tried to hit him in time, but he catch him. Big corner exploder into the corner. Then he goes for the haluva kick again. 1, 2, he's gonna do it. No, but kick out from Gunther and Sami. He can't believe it. That was the most perfect time right there. He lost his chance right there. At least the Gunther getting back up, hitting a big clothesline on the Sami. He grabs him. He's trying to put him in a sleeper position, but Cody runs up, does the super cutter, jumps off. Gunther throws Sami out the way. He lands it on big Gunther. Boom, Cody cutter right there. That leads to Sami and Cody fighting now. That leads to Cody trying to land crossroads on him, but Sami reverses the crossroads into his own version of crossroads, slams him down with it, and then he tries to go for the haluva kick again, but as he's running midway, Gunther catches him, puts him into the sleeper hold, but Sami reverses out of that sleeper hold into his own sleeper hold, and as he's putting him in the sleeper hold, Cody goes behind him, grabs him, hits him with the double crossroads. And then he picks up Sami again and try to go for crossroads again. But this time Sami drops down, grabs the leg, flip over. 1, 2, 3, your boy did it. Sami Zayn, the last real good guy, is your new WWE champion. This match is a 5-star classic. Everybody got their moves in. Everybody got their work in. it was so perfect. You couldn't tell who was going to win. The momentum could have been on anyone's side. That is how you do a perfect triple threat match. Gunther might be the GOAT of triple threat matches, man, because this match was insane, was fire. Sami got the big win, and is like, it's not his hometown, but like for Muslims, Saudi Arabia is very important. Mecca is there. So to see Sami get hyped with the people, jumping into the crowd like he John Cena, like he CM Punk, it was a great ending, but it brings a lot of things on the table now. Is Obafemi gonna pick Sami because it's kind of easy? Where's CM Punk involved in? CM Punk supposed to be coming back on SmackDown to fight Cody. Are they gonna turn Sami Zayn into Christian 2.0? Is he gonna lose the belt real quick and be like, "Can I get one more match? Can I get one more match?" We don't know. But right now, we can just celebrate the fact that Sami Zayn has done it. He has finally won the WWE Championship. Congrats to him. And that is going to be the end of this Night of Champions PLE review. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Every week we do a Raw recap and review, and every PLE we do a review. If you enjoyed WWE 2K26 content as well, you can see this on this channel. We got the CM Punk showcase done. Now we're doing My Rise. Part 2 of My Rise is coming out soon. What a great PLE, man. What a great PLE, man. In the end, y'all, I'm Twist. Remember, y'all, Jesus loves you, and to always keep God first. I'm out.